Welcome. The armed forces of Ukraine (AFU) began the main phase of the counteroffensive. They determined the direction and began transferring forces for the strike. This is reported by the Western edition of the New York Times Net. The article notes that the Ukrainian command informed the United States that the main breakthrough would take place in the southern part of the Zaporozhye region. According to Pentagon sources, the AFU is pulling forces there that were not previously involved and remained in reserve specifically for a counteroffensive. Speaking on condition of anonymity, White House and Pentagon officials said they were watching the increased activity with great interest, and that Ukrainian officials had told them that the new operation, if successful, would last up to 3 weeks. This is a big test, one senior official said. According to Michael Hoffman, a senior researcher at the Carnegie Endowment, it will soon become clear whether the AFU attack will change the current dynamics. Earlier, British Deputy Defence Minister James Hippie said that the offensive of the armed forces of Ukraine (AFU) is proceeding according to a plan that Western allies, including London and Washington, helped to draw up. Minefields and the lack of necessary weapons are not the only or even the main reasons for the failure of the Ukrainian counteroffensive. This is the opinion of Western analysts who have watched the battles with their own eyes. Why it didn't work out and how Kyiv hopes to turn the situation around. It's not just about technology. A group of prominent military experts recently visited the advanced positions of the armed forces of Ukraine in the Zaporozhye region and in the Donbas. One of them, a researcher at the British Institute for International Strategic Studies, Franz Stefan Gad, and published his findings on the social network Twitter. He agreed that the Ukrainian military lacks mine clearance equipment, air defense systems, and atoms for success. However, this is not the main problem. The Ukrainian forces have not yet mastered large-scale combined arms operations. Voiced by Yandex Cloud Speedticket. This text was voiced in Yandex Cloud Speedticket. As a result, they become vulnerable to anti-tank weapons and artillery during the offensive, Gady writes. So it's not just about the equipment. I simply did not observe any systematic pulling apart of the Russian defense system. According to him, the AFU needs to synchronize the actions of various units. Otherwise, Western weapons will not justify themselves. Kyiv is trying to solve this problem, but the work is slow, the expert states. Earlier, the Pentagon reported that the Americans and allies had trained 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers in combined arms maneuvers. Thousands more fighters continue training. Nevertheless, it was not possible to apply the skills on the battlefield. The expert points out the insufficient duration of the courses. 5 weeks on European training grounds is not enough to resist the Russian army, one of the most powerful in the world. A year and a half of fighting is quite enough to prepare the necessary amount of manpower. Russian military analyst Mikhail Onufrienko objects to the Britain. Voice synthesis performed by Yandex Cloud Speedticket.